I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 8th. Brian should Justine, who's in the audience, and we'll go ahead with board minutes for February 24th.
Okay, so there have been some changes, just some verbiage rewording. And that's been changed.
Yes.
Okay, so I accept the board minutes for February 24th, 2026.
And I second that. Public comment, Justine?
Justine Richmond, I don't know if those changes had anything to do with what I'm about to read, but
You speak up.
absolutely. So, there's one sentence in the draft and I didn't have time to read the whole thing, but that is inaccurate that I request to be changed. And that reads, Justine Richmond made a public comment about a commissioner's jail sentence for DUI out of Missoula County. That is incorrect. I didn't say DUI and I didn't say Missoula County. I'm proposing it be rewritten as what happened, which was Justine Richmond inquired when Commissioner Adler would serve his jail sentence in the Granite County Jail.
And that was the change that we made.
It was the change? Okay.
Yes.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, we're going into correspondence. Okay, the first one's from Corey Llewellyn, and it's on the public notification of proposed sustained yield unit. This is a Tri-Force federal sustained yield unit. Talk of what they kind of want to plan and trying to do, and it's at it will be at the Delta Hotel in Helena on April 1st.
I guess you mentioned your chairman
Oh.
today.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll be chairman today on.
Your chairman today. Commissioner Klasky is not here.
And the next one's Granite Justice Court end of period disbursement detail.
And again, we'll explain this, the Justice Court, this is disbursements that are turned into the treasurer's office and they go to the state in fees.
And the next one's on the Reddick Field, and it's sent to John McPhail, and this is on the Beacon thing again. And this is just saying that we sent it to the wrong person. It's a local pilot. I've landed there many times, just. Pretty much saying, don't get rid of the Beacon. Same stuff that they had there on it. And the next one's from Elena, and it's a response to February 10th, 2026 letter and request for documentation. Please provide succinct for the statements made in your February 10th, 26 letter. Every instance in which comments were categorized legal process and procedure rather than public comments. Every instance in which I allegedly hinted at or provided legal advice or legal opinion. Clarification of your statement. Public comment means to give your opinion, whether it's for or against, and your reasoning. All recent occurrence of negative emojis on Zoom, including the date, meeting link, and timestamp for each recorded incident. The date, meeting link, and timestamp of each verbal or written warning that led to the 2025 sanctions and meeting ban, in person and remote. A copy of the Granite County correspondence from 2025 regarding the sanctions and ban, including specific details, dates, discussion, decisions with corresponding minutes. Additionally, please provide your definition of a nitpicking, a term used repeatedly during your meetings, and clarifying what is meant by disputing over process and procedure, particularly as it relates to the asking questions for making comments for the record during open public comment period. I request a written response by March 11th, 2026.
I guess this we visit with, our county attorney
Correct.
for what kind of response that, she wants in writing. Would it be from us or would it be from the?
Well, I think we'll talk to Blaine when he gets here
Yeah.
about it, and
Yeah,
then we can
have
go
him look at
ahead
it.
and we'll respond back to her. And the next one's from Seth Barty. And it's a courthouse re-roof cost estimate and bid scheduling. This is something we'll probably have to put back on the agenda to find out, because there's enough to find out what it's really gonna cost, and, cause we asked them to look into a few other different things, so I guess if we can put him on in a couple of weeks or something, and let's see if we can have the money to do the roof.
Right.
And see on some of them grants and stuff, so
Yeah, I had people asking about,
we, cause they were gonna change windows and some of the pricing, so.
I'll try to get him on as soon as we can,
Yeah,
cause he's worried about summer timing.
Cause it's gonna be a budget thing.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, we're looking into it, but it's still gonna be a budget.
So in this instance, though, we still go through Slate. So he just asking, I guess would get it, visit with him, concern.
Case we had, cause we was talking about some of them other options and stuff. See what the price change is and what it's really actually gonna break down and cost to fix the whole roof and do it right for once, so move on. Any public comment on correspondence? Alrighty, we'll go ahead and move right into public comment. Justine?
Justine Richmond, I'd like to read an email that was sent to me from the county attorney. As I'd like to get that on public record, and Miranda, I can give you a copy if you need it. This is Justine Richmond. I am writing to discuss your public comment at recent Granite County Commission meetings over the past couple of months. Yes, you have a right to give your public comment. However, this right is not unlimited. The county commission does not have to allow public comment that constitutes personal attacks or that is quarrelsome. Your conduct appears to be quarrelsome, and your verbal comments have personally attacked Commissioner Scott Adler. It is well known you dislike Commissioner Adler. However, over the course of the last couple of months, you are expressing your anger in public comment, specifically directing that at Commissioner Adler. This is unacceptable and will not be tolerated any further. It is clear you are attempting to quarrel with Mr. Adler and to bait him into a heated verbal argument. If your misconduct continues, I will request Special Deputy Granite County Attorney, Mr. Greg Overstreet, to review the facts related to your conduct for possible prosecution. You could also face other sanctions limiting public participation in commission meetings. Your behavior discussed above could very well constitute disorderly conduct. Going forward, please refrain from personal attacks while giving public comment before the Granite County Commission. You may address the relevant issues in a respectful way, and this is encouraged. Sincerely, Blancy Bradshaw, Grant County Attorney. I'd like to also provide my responses. Mr. Bradshaw, your allegations are baseless, and you provide no facts to support them. I never made any personal attacks on commissioners. I do dislike that Commissioner Adler continues to break the law, and I believe that the public has a right to know when our elected officials break the law, especially repeatedly. I have not been disruptive or quarrelsome in meetings and have always behaved professionally. I mostly just ask questions, which clearly must be getting a nerve. Justine Richmond. Another response. Sheriff Barkel, I only just noticed that Mr. Bradshaw put you as a CC on the bottom of the email, although I don't believe this to be a police matter. I would like you also to have a copy of my reply. If you need any information from me for your investigation, I'm available. Justine Richmond. So my question to the commissioners is, how am I being quarrelsome? How am I being disruptive? How am I personally attacking anyone? Does this mean you aren't gonna answer?
No, this is public.
No comment?
This will be public comment. We can put you on the agenda. We're just taking your public comment.
Right, which fits in that. This fits in that category.
What, Blaine?
I'll answer. You don't have to answer your question. I'm talking now. That letter was written by me, not the county commission. So, it's my legal opinion that you're being quarrelsome. You're taking it beyond just public's right to know, and you're making it personal. That it talks about that up there, states no rude comments. Be respectful, no threats, rude comments. If you're taking it beyond letting the public know and being quarrelsome. That's where it becomes a problem. And so, it's not gonna be accepted. You can have, your opinion, but, it needs to stop.
Justine?
It's clear that we know that the email was written by the county attorney. My request is of the commissioners, do they agree with the county attorney on these matters? I want to know from the commissioners, as they have never provided any feedback to me that says that I'm out of line. I've never received anything from them that would indicate what your claims are alleging. And if they don't want to provide any comment, then I am done, and I thank you for your time.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the next public comment. Just a sec. Any other public comment? Yeah, a couple more minutes. Being there none, we'll go ahead and move into weekly report with Paul on Road and Bridge.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Sunny out today and rather nice. Well, yeah, we're just cold patching. Tomorrow we're gonna go up and get our cold patch. It's no later than Thursday. They're kind of wanting us to get it, and I told them to go ahead and send the bill so we can pay it this month, you know. So anyway, we'll get that moved in the store. We just have a little tiny bit left. I just want to get that out of there. And, then on the roads, I've contacted with Cat, trying to get our roller scheduled for here next month. Everything's so far ahead. Normally we get it maybe in May or whatever, but we better try to get one, the first of April
Yeah.
is what my plan is.
Right.
Yeah.
And with that being said, are we gonna put out our gravel bids? Because we'll be at least a month ahead on that stuff as well. If that's what, last year we started in June probably.
We can put them out, it's still gotta go through the 3 week or 2 weeks, and then we go over them.
I think,
Then look into the budget and see what, get the pricing and that and see what we can actually, it's just my opinion, but I'm saying,
Yeah, I
see
know.
what we can spend
Right.
on. It might not be as much this year due to the fact that we're short on money.
I think we know it's gonna be less than it was last year.
okay,
Yeah.
I'd like to make a comment on the way we do the bidding process. I think we need to maybe have a little workshop with that on the agenda and just look at maybe a different way to put it out there, because we have several people or several gravel pit people that aren't getting the message. I think we need to make it clear that it goes out to all. And what's coming back is, okay, the bid's there, but we're still using them all that have put a bid in, so. Go ahead, Blaine, sorry.
One thing, I guess a couple things that the bid notice could say up to a certain amount. And then also the bid notice could be, as well as being published, could be emailed to all the local
What,
gravel folks.
I agree with what you're saying, but like last year now, see, it'll be more up this way this year, cause we made the motion to spend more down there. Down on the lower end last year, cause we haven't, so now this year we're gonna be moving up, so these guys up here will be getting more gravel bought from them than they did last year.
What if they don't put a bid in, then what? It
What's that?
goes down there. What if a bid doesn't come in from up here? It gets down there, gets it?
Well, the statute says lowest reasonable bid, and so if it's the lowest and it's reasonable. When I look at reasonable, I look at the price and the contract should be looked at if there's issues.
And another thing we always look at too is the travel, what does it cost us
Right.
to get it to where it's going? And we always try to go with the closest to where our job is, And
Yeah, and we spread it out 3, and one guy did get in, but I think there's gonna be maybe 1 or 2 more people too, they've been asking, so. 2 more gravel pits added on to the ones that are already here.
they'll never be there this year if they're not already established.
Oh,
They'll never have the DEQ stuff done. It's possible to have it done in 2 months.
But I could email them still and
Oh,
I'd say
whoever
they're
they
getting
are.
this.
you gotta let them all know, I totally agree with you, everybody
Okay,
needs to
yeah,
know.
that was my main concern is to making sure that everyone knows that the bid process is going out. And I just feel that,
And even if he calls, he should email, so he gets a response back, so we have paper.
Yeah.
Trail showing that they knew
Yeah.
about it.
Which is fine, but I'm sure one guy doesn't have email.
Or it could be snail mail to them.
Well, we just need to have that paper trail, so then we can say, no, everybody knows about it.
And I'll call them, we talked about that,
someone doesn't have email.
I'm just guessing. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, well, calling is good.
Yeah.
Just make sure that we have something wrote down that
Yeah.
he's been recognized as.
No, I just
No, I
want everyone notified.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
The whole county, because there's so many out there that, go ahead.
Like they not
You're waiting.
legally required, but you're going above and beyond to make sure they
Yeah.
get those and that's fine.
Yeah, I think we should go above and beyond than everybody.
Agreed.
And like I said, we'll be more, cause we got a lot done last year, we'll touch up a few of them down, I'm sure, but nothing like what we did, cause they're holding up pretty good. Considering we didn't, this is a weird year.
Well, there's everything's muddy, that's just the way it is. And I just know that we're gonna wanna get started earlier than we did last year. That's the only reason I'm
And then
bringing
we'll
it up.
put it in a bid, that it won't be paid till after,
Yeah, it has to be new
new,
fiscal year
Yeah.
before
Yeah,
same as last,
Yeah.
year, the same, just, and they all need to recognize that.
yeah, we wanna make sure that's,
Yeah.
they know when they're getting paid, and also, I mean, if we'll be taking the gravel in May, you know, are they good with waiting until July to get
Yeah.
paid?
They're gonna, yeah, I mean, this is
that's
something they're gonna have
That's
to,
gotta get worded.
yeah,
Yeah, put that in the bid notice.
Cause we're ordering for next fiscal year.
Right.
And so we can't pay until that next fiscal year is what they
Correct.
need to understand.
Yeah. And then if we were to do the 15,000 yards again, just say, that's what we did last year. The 3,000 that we've already got would be coming off of that for the next year, right? Like we talked.
Yeah.
Blaine?
Do you want it on the agenda to discuss more, or do you want me to be drafting up the bid notice for next week?
I
or
think we're
what?
all agreed, just that, but we need to have it.
Yeah.
Showing what we want done, and these guys need to respond back.
You're talking about the up to 15,000.
I guess that's what we put in, because we don't have to buy what we don't wanna buy.
That, you,
Are you good on that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
you'll
Yeah.
take into consideration transportation costs. And
Yeah.
all local gravel contractors will be directly notified by the county.
Yeah.
Those three things.
Even if they send a bid in,
And the-
that's fine, but I need
And
to
the pay, right?
Yeah.
That it wouldn't be paid for.
Yeah, the pay, and the pay.
The pay's gotta be.
What's that?
I said, and the pay, that it would be in the next fiscal
Yeah.
year.
Yeah.
Just so.
I'm good with that. Are you?
Mhm.
But you wouldn't want it, like, you'd want it like in June, it would be paid in.
I want it in May.
Okay.
If the way this weather's going, that's why I think
Or
we're
April.
bringing it up, cause we got opportunities, some of these roads, and then
Okay,
if they willing to work with us on that, if not, then.
the bid notice, will have to say they have to accept them.
Well, we're good for it.
It should say,
You sure?
They'll get their money.
I was thinking the bid notice, it should say that
Yes,
if the gravel would be available at the time of the award of the bid, and the pay wouldn't be until July.
because you'd be ordering for next fiscal year and it needs to be paid in that fiscal year.
Right.
Or-
Just say the bid, it goes in the paper, okay,
Yeah.
next week, so it's by the first of April, third week of March, we'll have a decision on where we're gonna get the gravel from.
Yeah.
And so we wanna be able to pick that up in April, and they need to know that we're gonna get it in April and pay for it in July. If somehow that could get worded in there, that just takes the guesswork out of it all.
The bid
Yeah,
opening would be the 24th.
Yeah.
Do you want it available by the 24th or April 1st?
April first.
Okay, so it'll go in the paper
At our discretion somehow.
and it needs to be specified in the paper. And then you'll email who you know and then call. For
I'll call
those
everybody regardless too.
regardless.
And then maybe even if you can, or somebody that don't have it, get a written thing that you did, so that you could, prove that you did talk to them.
Yeah.
Right?
Right, so,
Go ahead.
okay, so call in for the bid. And we'd have to have the details that they would be paid for in the new fiscal year. The gravel's being ordered for the next fiscal year, so it will be paid, which would be July.
Yep.
So that they understand or what?
Yeah, I'll draft it up,
Okay,
and then I'd say agenda item for next week. to
Okay.
sure-
Yeah, look it
sure
over and make sure it's all the same, and then we'll
Yeah.
have it on, just put it on with Paul's stuff,
Yep.
cause then he'll be here,
Yep.
and then we can just make
Yeah.
the motion and carry it through then.
But if you don't want it sent to the paper this week, then it would be
Yeah,
in the,
Give
so
it a week.
it'd be,
31st.
Well, if
Yeah,
he could,
thirty-first,
write it up today, you and I could, look it
oh,
over.
you said you'd write it up?
yeah, I can draft it today.
Draft
You
it,
want
yeah.
to do that today, Blaine, and then we,
Yeah.
actually, I
You
give
just need those. that
Gives
they
us a week
understand,
ahead.
yeah, and get it in the paper. Is that a motion have to be made today?
Well, is it on the agenda?
No, but
I
it's,
put-
it's road stuff.
Yeah,
Cause we can put it on the next, we'll have it on for agenda next week, but if we can get it in the paper a week early, it's gonna help us.
yeah,
And then next week we can finalize it, cause then it's, then we're accepting
yeah,
it.
that's,
Okay,
Anything else?
Yeah, so I got one more thing.
Jeez.
There's the tower people are, have been getting a hold of me here, and I'm gonna meet them, but I don't wanna do any more time with this unless you guys are okay with it. They wanna put a tower up at the Peaburg shop. And that would require renting 50 by 50 piece of ground from the county.
What's the tower for?
It's a cell tower. Anyway. What the deal is, they need 50 by 50 ground, they fence it, they do all the work, it's no expense to the county at all. And they pay $800 a month to rent that ground. On a 5-year lease with 9 occurring 5-year terms.
Well, that'd be.
They have to bring that to the commission.
Absolutely, but. Yeah, if that's something you guys wanna entertain, I'll meet with them and we'll figure out if there's a possible spot up there that would work for them and
Yeah.
also work for us before it goes any farther than that.
So,
If there's actually a spot, that'd be a good little chunk of money every month coming in for the county, for the road.
That's what I thought.
well, and then better cell service for
Yeah,
people.
Is it Verizon or?
it's a company that does the work for the, I don't know if it's Verizon or who.
Maybe check in on
It's
one
just a
and next
company.
week bring a better,
Yeah,
and then, but I'd be interested.
okay, so I'll get back with them then and I'll meet them on site in the next week or two. And I'll let you know when I've got something more concrete and then we can put it on the agenda.
And you've got an area, a spot where
I don't know exactly where they want
they
to go.
want it,
I'm thinking behind the shop. But
not in the middle of it, though.
not in the middle. But I mean, if it works, it works, it would be good for the county.
Yeah, if it works for the county shop area, not to be,
Right,
have a power or a tower in the way.
yeah, it'd have to be, yeah,
Well, I'd be interested, $800 a month for, that's a good chunk of money to help out.
yeah. So I'm
Might get the
forward with
road
it.
crew out of debt, do you think?
No, not that little.
Anything else?
Yes.
No.
I'm flustered now.
That was a joke.
Any public comment for road superintendent, Paul? About all I got, you got doing low blading then, or trying?
Not yet, we're supposed to get rain tomorrow and the next day and
Oh,
just take over anything up and it's still so damn froze. That you just can't do anything, you know, but,
No, it's 23 this morning, you know, now it's
yeah.
not melting, and it's about 4 o'clock, you can feel it just.
And we just don't wanna open the roads up, and then if we do get that rain, then it makes it even worse than what they are. So,
Alrighty, yeah, find out more on that tower thing,
Yeah.
and we'll go from there, and we'll get that in paper.
all right, sounds good then.
Thanks.
Can I help you with anything else?
Have a
See
good
you
one.
later.
Did he want to stick around for the yearly fuel tax?
Did you wanna look at the yearly fuel tax, you know, what the department trying, we get that money every year? I looked it over and I didn't see, they gave us a little bit, few more miles, but we'll go ahead and go right into the yearly fuel tax.
As long as you're here.
It's just, you know, we go over this every year and then we have to sign this map. I looked it over and I didn't see it, and it came up a little bit.
Not new though, huh?
No.
Okay, that's your friend.
He's a long cable.
We haven't gotten anything new.
Oh, I guess it's on it. This isn't as big as normal, usually there's like 20 cables a year.
Well, usually, yeah, they have a bunch, but.
So what's the new ones that they put in here? You
I
know,
should say, it says on, where's that? There should be another of them. You have last week's letter that has that state, that says,
It should be in your packet there
oh,
that came with it.
no, sorry, I forgot I got it.
they're pretty accurate, I would say.
I got it, it's Miranda,
Yeah.
sorry, I forgot.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We didn't have any issues with it.
Off this, current mileage is 721.540. This year it'll be 754.3. They added 32.791. it's adjusted mileage, and we usually just go by what they, roll. That's, I looked this thing up, even I didn't see that. Got signed that today and send it back, but I didn't entertain a motion that we accept it.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
so it sounds like they're not,
I mean, you can't, if they never changed anything, and it was good last year, you know.
Well,
they're
I,
using the same map, but they're getting more for the same
yeah.
roads, they're.
Yeah.
They're
Acknowledging
adding on a
their,
little more here and there, cause some of these roads that are two-wheel drive, there's an access Forest Service and that, they're adding a little more to go. So that's the road in here and they adjusted it. I entertain a motion that we accept it. It's,
I would make a motion that we accept the yearly fuel tax certification of roadway mileage for fiscal year 26-27.
I second that. Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
See you guys.
Thanks.
Aye. Hey, what about Sunshine Road? Remember that now.
That is right there.
Okay.
When you decide to spend those funds, we can do a resolution. We need to try how to go. Yeah.
I think they like getting them out. They see that we didn't sprinkle something on there and say, well, if you want to add it. All right, by thanking the chairperson today.
Yeah, acting, you can quit chair, acting chair. Bert?
It's the 30th.
Bert.
Pardon? Can't believe I got it all back.
I know.
Alrighty, we'll go ahead and move into the solid waste district weekly report. We've gotten one from Todd, it's fairly slow week that ended busy Saturday, no breakdowns or majors. And then John gave us a daily plowed snow, pushed garbage, compacted, shipped open, compacted, waited on people, compacted, and pretty much doing everything and looking over the burn. He said, pushed up burn pile and compost site pile or compost pile.
Being we're talking about the solid waste, I would like to maybe bring up something to solve some of the maintenance problems that we've been getting, saying that they don't have time to get things done before they open the gates. I'm wondering if we could talk about opening the gates at 10:30 and letting that site attendant person get things maintained and done before the gates are open. That is still giving someone 7.5 hours to get to the dump. If we put it out there that says that they're in there, but the gates will open at 10:30, that should give all the time in the world to get that person to do that maintenance, and that'll solve a lot of problems.
Well, isn't it this, would it be mainly for winter hours, Lance? Cause this is the only complaint we've had is just the snow plowing. The other part is you get there, you turn the lights on and.
I think just absolutely, if, so there's no being upset about not being able to do side work in time because of the customers coming in, that you're giving that customer, you're giving Granite County 7.5 hours to go to the dump. And that should be plenty of time leaving a half hour for just side work and stuff.
I guess it'd be all right if maybe then if he got there and didn't have nothing to go ahead and open it right up, if it was, you know.
Well, I think probably I just wanted to put it out there to maybe discuss with Paul being here and maybe discuss it with
Okay,
him.
with
Yeah, I just brought it up because we're in the solid waste thing.
we can put it on for next week on the agenda during that solid waste thing.
I was gonna say also it works with you said you're willing to give overtime as long as it's. You know, there's an hour there that you're given per month, but more time if he's calling,
Yeah.
talking and
Yeah.
getting approved, so that could potentially.
Yeah.
Solve it too,
Yeah.
but what you're saying is.
Well, and that's mainly what I was thinking of is because it's being said that he doesn't have time to do anything else, so he does the other stuff on his own time. So I'm just basically
Trying to resolve.
trying to resolve that, and we're still giving plenty of time
I guess,
to the residents to take their garbage to the dump.
you know, and this is
He
something.
still gets paid from
We
10.
should recognize John in this too.
Yeah, oh, absolutely, it would be,
But I know
across the
when
board.
we changed the time before, remember we had a lot of complaints, that's the only thing that, you know, people get it. They're kind of get in a routine that they want to be, they're gonna do it at 10.
well,
That's the only
this
thing.
isn't anything that the major change that you did before. The major change you opened 2 hours earlier in Peeper
I
Dump.
know, I'm just saying.
And then the drum and dump stayed opened at 10. What I'm doing is just giving an extra half hour to the maintenance crew or the container site person to get everything up and ready so that that first person can be there at 10:30 when the gates are open.
Another thought too is maybe having it log how many per 2 weeks on how many people are showing up right at 10.
Yeah,
That makes you wonder if there's a rush right there at 10. I think
Yeah.
that helps with
Yeah.
with what you're saying that he needs to, needs
I
to
don't
kinda-
think there's a rush at 10 o'clock in the
So-
morning.
if there's not, then. So that's.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that creates and that saves the county a little bit of money.
We go ahead and, yeah, we'll put it on the agenda for next week when Paul's here on the solid waste time. Discussion decision.
Thank you.
Any public comment? Okay, if we're moving on kinda. I see we got a few minutes, but that lake stayed the same.
Did it?
It's not getting that moisture, we better, I don't know what's gonna happen.
You're still at 6, right?
Yeah.
Supposed to get moisture tomorrow, not sure how much.
You just don't know, you know, you hear these guys, some of these older guys say, you better be careful, this is gonna blow up. This is gonna.
Well, what are we supposed to do? Shut it off?
But 6 is about lowest.
Yeah.
fish in game, what it said it's reasonable as far as.
Well, the worst thing, then you're jeopardizing the plant too, then, cause then it's gonna get air compact and. It's not good, it's just one of them years, we're in a drought already, really, haven't come out of it.
Yeah.
Right. Well, we'll go ahead and jump into the damn tender as long as we're talking about it.
I think our hands are tied. I think we stay at 6. I don't think we can go any lower.
I don't think we can, Blanche, because remember they were talking that one time, you get that big air,
Yeah.
I guess we'll just gamble on the 6.
Yeah,
And it's 64, 28, 44, 1272, and that's what it was last week.
Wow.
Of course, you know, it's been getting pretty cold at night too, though,
Yeah,
so it's not really, yeah, it's not, starts to melt a little bit by up in there, probably about noon, 2 o'clock, it turns cold, so the shade coming around,
Right.
so. I don't know what Peterson Meadows is or anything this year yet, I haven't really looked to see what the snowpack. Starting to see more sleds going that way, so we must have some snow up in there.
Yeah, it is.
Maybe we'll get a report from what's his name,
Peterson's on the web. It's something like
no, what's the guy's name?
Paul Talon.
No,
Oh,
Dave.
yeah, I know his name.
Remember, what's the guy's name? We asked him to give us reports on, what the, kind of what,
DNRC,
Blake,
yeah.
Oh, Todd,
Todd Black, gee.
that was hard.
Wow, maybe we could have him like for next week, give us a report, just see what his outlook is looking, see what he's thinking.
Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a little bit, I want to say December.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just maybe reach out and just see what his options are.
So I would make a motion to stay at 6.
I'll second that, public comment, Justine?
Justine Richmond, what did you say that people are concerned about, that something will blow up or?
Air, not blow up, I mean, it's just if you get too big of air bubbles in that capacity coming into the thing, you gotta be really careful. If we drop it down so it gets, that the flow isn't, then you get too much air.
Before that, you said something about, like maybe 6 being possibly too much, that people are concerned about it being
Say
too
that
much.
again,
That people are concerned about it being too much flow,
not enough.
not enough?
Well,
Okay.
everybody's worried about the flow, I'm talking about what's coming in. They're concerned about everything that's coming in that's feeding it. Cause we're still
worried
in
about
a-
lake level.
yeah,
Going
we're
down.
still in a drought. That's my opinion. Just hoping that we can get enough snowpack and,
But to go below 6 CFS would be a temporary modification and need all the 3 agencies consent and Fish Wildlife Park, generally speaking, said you don't want to go below 6.
well, I'm worried about it even if we did, there's not that much water down there in Flint Creek and that,
Yeah.
they're drying all that up and then what happens to all them, the people down there to make their lives on it and the fish and, I mean, it's not just up here, it's from there to Missoula.
So
Plant.
if if it's lower than 6, then that messes up the power plant, is that what
Well,
we're
like
saying?
that one time they were talking about if we get too much air. We'd have to have Paul give us a little update on that, but at that one time you start flushing down to where it's pretty much not nothing coming in.
So, and we don't know what's coming in, but we've kept it at 6, the last
2 months.
6 weeks easy or longer. And this is the only week that it stayed the same,
3
but
weeks.
that means we didn't lose any. So with the spring thaws coming, we will get hopefully. No, there's not much snow this year, so it's scary. It's very scary.
I don't know what the ski area is. I don't know what they're sitting at. Do you? I don't know what they're.
No.
I see now like snowball. See, they got a lot more snow down there than we did, and it kind of went south, was down that way. And in this area over here, we're not getting like Garnett. It's,
Yeah.
you can drive to Garnett.
81 inches.
What's that?
Year-to-date snowfall, 81 inches is what they're reporting.
So,
At Disco.
yeah,
That's that snow thing that
yeah,
shows
probably on
up.
top, They probably have worse years, but still,
It's scary. Lot of signage.
It'll all come out in the middle.
But the seventies, remember,
Upside down.
70s, Scott, I mean, the Discovery never had a problem getting snow. It was. Yeah. It's different. Shoot, Scott, remember the 60s.
Yeah, cause May's not that far away for irrigation this season.
Yeah, I remember.
I mean, here it is, March already, so it's 2.5 months.
Scary.
They go to 30.
Mhm.
Miranda, do they still have a body shop here in Phillipsburg?
Not that I
Did
know of.
Cummings have one or? is they-
Well, nah, no,
No,
he doesn't do
okay.
that anymore. Um,
No.
Yeah, someone. Just gotta go to Anaconda, Buda, Missoula.
I just sleeping.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Tough Country's out of business.
Yeah, I don't think he
Just
does
for
that.
retire.
Yeah, retired, I
Oh, he retired? Oh,
think so.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and figure out a place to take that car or county
Yeah.
car that got bumped. Probably just end up taking it over the same place we took Ben's and get it done.
Got bumped. What happened?
Got hit by, no problem. Plowing up there.
Oh.
And it's still drivable and everything, it just needs, might as well get it fixed before it goes any further.
Yeah.
We're a couple minutes early. We'll go ahead and jump into the inspection of bonds. Did she wanna come in or was that just? I didn't
No.
understand.
I think she was just seeing if we needed anything from her on it.
You wanna give us a rundown a little bit on our bond?
Well, my understanding is that TCS is the only one that has
Yeah.
bond, but that's still valid. They're finishing up the last item hopefully here.
What they work on it last week?
Uh, there was folks here last week, but it's slow.
People can actually get in the elevator and use it now?
Yeah,
I've had people call and ask, they said they push a button, nothing happens, so maybe
you
somebody.
gotta wait until it comes down.
That's what I
Yeah.
told them, so.
It's gonna,
That's too
yeah,
good.
it's not the
I
fastest.
say it's not a zipper.
Right, yeah, it's
The-
not a ride.
Potential, I don't know if there's gonna be signage telling people that.
That it's slow?
No, that too, but that it's open.
I don't know if we should put it in the paper, let people, cause I get a lot of people asking, is it running? I said,
And-
yeah, I just gotta wait.
Yeah,
And the
well,
website too.
and signs so they know like downstairs where to go to it. I thought that was gonna be part of their deal, but it needs to be signage downstairs showing where to go. And
Elevations
each,
work.
yeah, and each
Yeah.
level.
Yeah.
Basically just gonna help, whatever that's called. What is it called? ADA? ADA?
Yeah,
Yeah, PDA.
but there's a
Because-
lot of people that use canes and whatever and
Oh,
have
yeah.
trouble on the steps, so, yeah, it's.
Miranda and I wrote it and everybody did this by walking up the
Yeah,
stairs.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the motivation not to use that for weight.
Right, you'll get there
It's
quicker.
not an emergency quick one. And it'll get you there, but it'll take a little time, the light will be on when you get there.
Right.
And because it's hydraulic or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. But, yeah, I can, it's safe one, that's safe,
We have our.
it should be,
elevator.
should last, I think.
Yeah, it should last.
They'll, definitely, yeah.
Now get everything else wrapped up, be nice, all the wood stuff, that's gonna take some time. So on the bonds, they all look good, Blaine?
My opinion is, yeah.
So what
Bonds are good in that in those cases, but still, if there's issues, you still have to sue the bond company. So then,
No,
you know, sometimes they don't, they're not. Won't work with you, so. Good assurance, but it's not a easy thing to collect on a bond. If you need
So-
to.
For Blaine, in your expert opinion, what kind of discussion and decision should be made on inspections of bonds?
I think just say, discussed and reviewed them and, approved.
Okay, we have, okay, I'll make a motion that we have discussed the one bond that we have and that we agree and approve that it's still in place
Yeah.
Nice,
for this year.
nice second it. Public comment? Being none, all in favor?
I,
Motion carried back. We have to, going back to that bond thing where the contractor is principal, is that us signing that, or is that the? Just reading stuff, when it better be something we sign on the accepting the bond. I didn't understand that.
Well, the contractor, but there's,
I thought there was something on it, we had to sign that we agree with the bond, so they know it.
no.
so look,
No.
modifications to this bond are as follows, there's no modification, so.
Yeah. It's all in order.
Okay.
They don't have to sign it.
Scott,
Go ahead. Comment on the bond?
Good morning, Elena Gagliano, for the record. I'm a little confused listening. The bonds that you're talking about, does that have something to do with the elevator? Because it was like you combined the two. Are they, and
Yeah, this is
is there
like,
anything online?
the bond is for TCS who's putting in the elevator, so it's for that project. Is that bond on website?
it will be.
It
I
will
didn't
be.
see it yesterday.
She'll get it right out. It will be.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any other public comment on the bonds? Nothing, we'll go ahead and move into Otis. And their signatures. This is the Granite County Courthouse Elevator Maintenance Agreement with Otis. Is the way I read it, though, they,
You have a copy book?
Yeah, that's fine.
is this kind of like their warranty work? But yet, then when you get into stuff, then it's pretty much saying, well, you gotta go find somebody to fix.
Well,
But aren't they under warranty for, so, I forget, didn't they tell us at one time that they were being,
yeah,
that elevator's under warranty for a while?
yeah, you're right. There is a warranty with it. I don't have that in front of me,
I don't
but,
either.
this is, but the warranty would not cover them doing the preventative maintenance. That covers, would cover repairs potentially. So this is, a monthly, or, yeah, you pay $218 per month to have them do that. Yeah, repairs are separate, but then, yeah, potentially your warranty would cover that.
Yeah, it's the email says this installation includes 12 months of warranty and maintenance coverage.
So this is just pretty much monthly, there's something you could get a hold of them and then they take care of it.
Well, yeah, it's not repairs,
Not
but yeah, it's,
repairs. Would they-
like, similar to the spoiler folks, it would come and look at it.
Right.
They do certain minimal things, but, the repairs are separate. But again, that first year's covered.
Yeah, this will be an annual basis. This is for February 10th of 2027, when the warranty expires. Payment will be due at that time and will continue on an annual basis.
And it is for 5 years.
That's 200 a month.
$218 a month. And you get a better price for paying
Payable
it.
annually.
If you pay it and, annually, there's, don't have the additional cost, and you pay it monthly, there's plus 4% on it.
Yeah.
See that page too.
Yeah, I think I would make a motion that we pay it annually. I would make a motion that we accept this contract with Otis and that it's paid annually versus monthly. Is that election?
Yeah.
I'm seconding it. Public comment?
Yeah, the commencement date would be February 10th.
Any public comment? Being none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So it just says semi-annually here. Doesn't say annually. You get 2% savings semi-annually. So what kind of
No.
savings do you get annually?
No, if you pay semi-annually, it's plus 2%, so you'd be paying extra.
Oh, if you pay, I see.
You're,
Never mind.
the lowest rate would be the annual,
Okay, I get it.
because they want to.
Yeah.
Further money up.
Yeah. So to save money in my motion,
This is in advance. But, I mean, this is the reason why you want one of the company like Otis, because they have the repair people both believe in the Missoula.
So, yeah.
did we eye it?
Yep.
So question on that bond, I know we're going back to it. So when everything's all said and done, then they cancel the bond, or how does that work?
We pay out what we hold, didn't we? And then
Well,
our
the,
percentage of,
that's on the bond, there's withholding you're thinking of is, for tax purposes, but, yeah, the bond is just.
Just- they have a bond and then they're done with the project, so the bond goes away, pretty much.
Yeah, but there, I think there is some tail coverage that, if it's discovered that they weren't, did not, complete some, yeah, yeah, so it wouldn't. Yeah, I think there's tail coverage, I'll double check that. Okay,
Pretty
so
sure
there's
there
an issue
would
done.
be. It kinda
Yeah.
has to be.
Yeah.
You know, to follow up on that. I always thought they held some for a while due to the fact that in case something did go wrong, that they're still not just look at this and.
Okay, gotcha.
They signed it. Oh, did good, huh? I watched
Yeah.
them,
Oh,
and
yeah.
then kept linking in and out.
Yeah,
Who they play?
the other divisionals haven't happened yet.
Oh, that's what I
It's
had.
early, so, cause they could get the MAC, I guess, the gym that weekend. State is at the Adams Center in Missoula.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Are the boys all, then they're still playing too, I think, aren't they, some of them, or are they all going to state now?
The, none for here, but the ones going to state from the division are Manhattan Christian and, West Yellowstone. St. Rita's had a good season. They got beat big by West Yellowstone in a challenge game.
Oh,
Yeah, they were like number 2 in the state, one goal, what's up? Gotta come to play.
Oh, you guys are, and I'm just sitting here.
any applications yet?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, 3.
Who does them interviews, you and?
Claudette and Carol, yeah, they're good.
How's the grant writing going?
With the CDS funding, we had a call yesterday. Um. Working on letters of support. Jeremiah needs to be on the agenda next week for some funding things. Cause we might, if we have to match, it's gonna be a lot for what we're asking. So. He's looking at some other avenues of maybe getting a match a different way, but still go for this huge project rather than one bridge at a time. Cause they like it to be one big.
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
one and
get
done
that.
kind of thing, so.
Get that money, that would be,
What's that for? What grant?
Yeah,
For
It's
the,
the sheet, the CDS, the congressionally directed spending, through Sheehy and Zinke.
For what project?
I was just trying to get the money and putting it in for the South Main Road and bridges.
In Drummond.
The one that goes to rodeo grounds. Across the tracks and go out and,
That's terrible.
been terrible since I was a kid. Used to be dirt,
Yeah,
should go back to dirt. Maggot. Can't do really a lot, it's gonna take, cause that river and that comes in there underneath and that, and it's just the frost and I've seen the water actually be going over that road
I bet.
when I was a kid. Well, I didn't, then they build up them dikes and stuff out there behind east of it, it's still. Burden, it's
Yeah.
goofed up.
Yeah, it's a lot, so. Yeah, hopefully we could get some money to match what we'd be asking for. To do the
so
whole
what kind of
thing.
match?
It's like 13, what did I write down? It's about 14%.
14%?
Maybe,
We'll have to get the estimates on what it would cost. Do you have to pay the whole 14% on the whole grant or just what you use?
I think it's what you're asking for,
So you-
which
Hmm.
would be about $8 to $10 million to do the whole thing. But Meredith recommended break down your bridges and what each of those would cost. Cause maybe they could just give us the funding to do a bridge at a time, and do
Yeah,
this
it's
in
gonna be-
sections.
Tough to come up with that kind of match.
Well, we felt that was probably if we could, and then Great West, more or less, to put it all and make it a big one.
Yeah,
They're not gonna look at it. So
right,
what are we supposed to do?
yeah, so I'll
Break
go,
it into sections or make it a big one?
yeah,
big one is better, like more likely to get.
Right.
funding.
But how can you come up with the big 14%?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it'd be,
How
yeah,
would
he's
you
got
do that?
Jeremy.
yeah, yeah, well, they'll they potentially pill, but yeah, that's a lot of,
It's a lot of money.
Swallow pill.
Road blonde?
Yeah, I'll get him on the agenda next week and. get him-
So he's got ideas.
Mhm.
Good.
Does any look at it, whether it be you're paying that much percentage in, why wouldn't you just maybe not do all the headache and just go ahead and fix it? Might be cheaper to fix it than putting that percentage of what they want for that grant.
Right. It's a lot.
Wow. Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and move on. Vacant county board applications. We have one application for the airport board, but I thought that they were wanting to stay down to 5. And if that guy resigns, then.
I mean,
And they-
that's what they're gonna be looking at right now with their bylaw. It does say max 7, minimum 5 now, but the thought was just having a 5 cap, but still waiting for their recommendation. The hospital or the airport board is meeting,
18,
18,
yeah.
so you may wanna hold off on. So you have 5 or 6 right now.
Six.
Six, and then, there'll be one potentially, in spring that retires or leaves.
Well,
So-
that recommendation, I don't wanna say his name, but when he came in, they just soon stay at 5.
Yeah, except for, I mean, that's ultimately, still, you guys sounded like you liked that idea, getting their recommendation, making a final decision, but you may wanna hold off on an appointment.
Until they, make a chairperson and not, then you can't really just go by. Yeah,
Yeah, just wait till.
My opinion is that we do not accept this application due to the fact that we are looking at possibly going to 5 board members. And, this application would put it at 7. And then what do you do? Get rid of 2 board members if it goes to 5 board members, Blaine?
Well, wait, wait and see, then we'll solve the problem, because then you can,
we can accept his application, but we're not putting him on, not until we get back from the airport.
just, having it on file,
Yeah,
So we're not accepting this.
not putting him
just
on.
to have it on file.
His application is here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And we'll put it on file when we get the
bylaws and everything.
determination of how many members are gonna be on the
we
board.
could be on file right now, and then wait and see.
Till after the 18th, then we'll know exactly what they wanna do, cause it's just hearsay coming from, he just pointed me. It should come from the chairperson after they have their meeting,
Yeah.
up over their bylaws, and then we can we'll just keep a hold of it, and then if we need one, it's there.
So, if you do a motion to hold on to it, just wait and see.
So we're gonna find out what they want. So what if they wanna keep 7 and we want 5?
You kept this, then it's, county commission's final say on it.
That's what I'm,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but, this allows to go through the process, so they can make their arguments to you,
okay, I make a motion, we keep this copy of application for the airport board on file to be determined at a later date.
March 18th is when they're having their meeting. Second it. Justine?
Justine Richmond, I just have a couple of questions. When was this application submitted? What precipitated the application being submitted? And
It was 2/24/26 is when it was signed here. I guess this for
Got it last Tuesday after the meeting.
last Tuesday after the meeting. And then what was your second question?
what precipitated the application? Was there an advertisement?
I
Why
think
did the
the
person send it in?
board's been open still, these voluntary boards have been open still due to the fact that trying to, they still haven't got a chairperson in that, so it was just trying to get a full.
Yeah.
And then they were recommending under Jack, he was saying 5, I don't want, he just soon.
There was a notice in the paper calling for one, they had one last week.
There's other ones too.
And are you confident there's currently 6 board members? So 2 recently resigned, that would have been Donovan Jones and Gary Snyder. And then you added Jack Foster. So the result is there's currently 6.
Correct. And, yeah, and they, they were earlier, they were talking about wanting to be at 5, if that'd be easier. And then it could come back to us and we can make the final on it.
So I'm not sure how much conversation the airport board's had, but they do have it on their agenda.
Eric's actually on here right now.
Go ahead, Eric.
Thank you, please.
Go ahead, Eric.
Okay, this is Eric Anderson. I'm a member of the airport board. What I would suggest,
Turn your,
Turn the camera on.
please.
turn what on?
There you are.
Okay, very good. So this is Eric Anderson. I am a member of the airport board. What I would suggest doing at this time, if there are applicants to the airport board, it would be nice if they could be forwarded to the airport board so that the airport board could review them and potentially make recommendations either for or against the applicant. At this time, the airport board has not had any discussions in regards to changing the bylaws from a range of 5 people to 7 people on the board. I know that that's on the agenda for the upcoming March meeting. But again, we have not had that discussion as of yet. And it might be nice just to see the applicants. Some of them can be very well qualified and I think could very much add some contributions to, the future of the airport at Phillipsburg. So that would be my suggestion if we could just forward them on to us, just so that we could review them and participate in the selection process. And again, it's on the agenda how we modify the bylaws and whether or not we keep the range of 5 to 7 or if we just remain at 5.
Sounds good. We'll have Miranda send them to you.
Okay,
There's a-
that sounds very good. David Lee is the acting chair as our vice chair currently, and he would be the person to send them to, and he distributes those to the airport board.
Okay, any other public comment on this?
What seats are still open for all of the boards, not just your?
Just said, let me finish this motion then I'll, we're
So I think, explain, letting, Dave Lee know that, what your motion was today as well, if you would, yeah.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried back. Okay, now what was your question?
What seats are still open on boards?
Just a second.
There is airport, lead board, fair board now, grab some paperwork here, both the TV boards.
I think the TV, weed, the fair. There was one other.
Planning board.
So it's in the paper, right? How many boards?
Yeah.
Need members.
TV district, board of adjustments. Planning, lead board, and I think the fair just had one opening come open. And then see what the airport board does.
The airport might have one,
Might have one.
okay, Ferris has one, full TVs have one full, I think, right?
Yep.
Someone just resigned from the fair board?
Yeah,
Or,
I'll send that to you.
was the notice include the fair board? or
No, that just,
sent out?
that just happened.
Justine?
Justine Richmond, so does the airport board technically have one vacancy? Is that what I'm understanding, or is there some discretion with that? I'm not understanding. So they do have one vacancy.
But the bylaws as is say they can have up to 7, but a minimum of 5.
Up
so-
to
so
7,
it's
minimum 5.
not- So, but the issue is that can be modified, and, yeah. Right now it's, they can act,
6.
so, but if it's gonna be 7, then I guess.
I think they wanted,
I'm
they wanted to have that meeting and then they were gonna talk about it. That's why we haven't made no decision on none of it, cause when he was here, they wanted to go over the bylaws and everything.
Thank you.
Any other public comment? I don't know if he's waving his hand or not. I can't tell.
Usually knows how to raise it, so.
I don't think he is. I see it move, but I can't tell.
Driving.
Oh. I am watching. Derek, it came up, and then, oh, there it is, see. Go ahead, Derek.
Hey, yeah, just wanted to say I'm fine with that decision as the applicant. So, uh, I mean, I think technically if there is an opening, it would make sense to fill that opening, but I guess it depends on how long it's going to take the airport board to come to get bylaws figured out and figure out what they want to do for the number of board members. So anyway,
Their meeting's March
either way,
18th.
whatever, it's cool.
Their meeting's March 18th, so hopefully the next week they'll have something for us.
Yeah, 2 weeks.
Sounds good. 2 weeks out.
Yeah, no, I just said.
However, I do have experience with writing bylaws, et cetera. And, so when I heard that was coming up, I was like, well, maybe I should be involved in that, but I'll just attend as a spectator and see what happens.
Okay, thanks. Justine?
Justine Richmond, I was just gonna say, so now there's an even number, which could cause an issue with voting.
Yeah, that's what we talked about last time too. It has to be 5 or 7. All righty, well, we'll go ahead and, any other public comment on that? We'll go ahead and move ahead into Mako healthcare plan for Granite County employees, county contribution and discussion decision. Was they gonna be on?
She just jumped on.
Okay, we're a couple minutes early, late.
So what we need to do is make a decision whether we want to add the alternate tier option 1 or the alternate tier option 2 to the plan.
Okay.
But she
And,
getting on
Yes.
There, here's the good word. It says Eric, or no.
Yeah, he's on. You guys have any questions?
Okay, go ahead. Can you hear us?
Good morning. Are you waiting for me? This is Pam.
Hey, Pam. Could you?
Good morning.
You say who you're with, please?
Yes, my name is Pam Walling. I'm with the Mako Healthcare Trust. I'm not sure if Joanne is also going to be joining us this morning, but I can answer any questions and help guide you through the process of deciding, about your benefits for this upcoming year.
Okay, Pam, just the basic question is you offered the alternate tiers. There's option 1 and then there's option 2. So we would pick one of these options to go with our insurance, and then it would be, for example, if we picked option 2, then it would be $16.79, and if it was option 1, it would be $16.50, right?
I'm pulling up your options right now. I had the other one opened instead. So your option 2.
This is giving the family members maybe a little bit more of a price reduction to help them out with their insurance, and might be more able to purchase insurance for their family or for their spouse.
Yes, that's correct. That's, the easiest way to know how much of a discount it is or to know how much is being charged is the second line down. And it doesn't matter if you're looking at your option 1 or your option 2 or just the original rate sheet that we gave you. But like, for example, on the original rate sheet that we gave you, you know how on the second gray line down, it says tier ratio. And your tier ratio, because you've not been offering family friendly. Sorry, that was my alarm reminding me that I need to hop on this call. Anyway, you can see that those tiers are a 1 to 2 to a 1.9 to a 2.5. And so what that means is there's no discount for somebody adding their spouse. If I cost $1,000, my spouse would cost $1,000. So it's $1,000 for each. Your children are costing 90%, and a family is a 2.5. Well, you can see that on the alternate options that we've given you, like alternate number 2, we're charging 80% for a spouse, 60% for children, and then a family is 2.2 instead of 2.5. So basically, that's like giving a 20% discount for spouses off of what they would be paying right now. And you're giving an additional 30% break for those people who are trying to insure their children. And let's face it, it's not like health insurance is inexpensive no matter how you look at it, but it could encourage some people to be able to afford their families a little better. And then your option 1 is not giving a break to spouses, but it gives a little bit more break to people with full families and then people that have children insured as well. And as you can see from the third gray line down below the plans, you can see that we don't have a lot of people that opt to have families on their plans currently. Is that helpful to kind of understand?
So what we'd be doing, Scott, is we took an alternate tier, we'd be giving the employee family member a percent lower to put their spouse or their children on. Does that make sense?
How about tier 2 though? What's the difference between 1 and 2? I guess is the question I asked.
Okay, so
yeah.
if you're at BT, member and spouse in 1 would be $2,652. Member and spouse in tier 2 would be $2,428. So that would put a savings of $200 for that person to put his wife or husband on his account. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. So you can see that, essentially we've just, inflated the single premium slightly to bring down the family options.
You understand? It's just giving them a little bit more of a break, a little bit more of a benefit to the employees to put their spouses or children on the insurance. Is that correct?
Yes.
Is that simple enough to understand?
Yeah. I don't use it still because it's too expensive, but yeah, I understand. I mean, you can only pay so much.
Yeah.
That's the whole thing, I've talked to a couple of them, that's exactly this.
Granite County being willing enough to have a price increase for them so that the savings would go to the employee.
That's a benefit.
Right, Pam?
Yes.
Yes, and this is Joanne. Sorry, I jumped on a minute late, but as if Granite County keeps the contribution level based on the same plan that you base it on today, then that contribution level would be increased to then help hopefully offset some of the cost of those families to cover their dependents, if that helps as well. Just looking at it a little differently.
Are we, is it discussion, like, can I ask the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't answer it, Carl.
This is Ashley Todd, Granite County Treasurer. I just have a question on whether or not the high deductible 5,000 versus the option of doing the high deductible 4,000. What would be the benefit of choosing one over the other as an option for employees?
Well,
Yeah.
would you like me to answer that? This is Pam.
Yes, please.
So, the main difference is for some employees, if they know that they're going to meet their deductible or they're typically meeting their deductible, they're probably going to prefer like the HD 4,000 because it has $1,000 lower in risk for that individual. However, if I'm somebody I've had a health savings account for years, and so I have a lot of money built up in my savings account, I'd probably prefer to have the HD 5,000 because I know I have money in my account to save that to pay the $5,000 if I had a bad year, and I'm not anticipating a bad year. And so therefore more money from the county can go into my HSA account. So that's really the only difference. And, health savings accounts don't work for everybody. For example, you still have to follow the IRS rules and regulations. If people are on Medicare, they can't have money put in their HSA account from the county. If you're double insured, you can't have an HSA account and have it funded by your employer unless you're on another high deductible health plan. So, there are just different rules. They don't work for everybody. But that would typically be kind of two scenarios of who might want a 4,000 versus a 5,000. But when you also offer the HD 3,500, it probably makes sense to do what you're doing now, having a 3,500 and a 5,000, just because the 3,500 and 4,000 are so close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So Ashley, what you were looking at is the county gives us these 4 options. That's what's in the plan. So you were looking at maybe exchanging one of those high HDs to the 4,000. Is that what you were looking?
I was just wondering if that would be a benefit or not.
Then get rid of one.
Doesn't sound like it is, though.
Yeah.
So it's HD 3,500 or the HD 5,000. Is there a possibility to offer that another one, or do we just have the 4 options?
Oh, Blanche, help me. You're group under 50, right?
Yeah.
Then we just have you offer 4 plans.
Blaine?
So, Pam, the commission needs to decide if they're gonna go with like that tier 1 option, then potentially they'd have to increase the monthly contribution unless this member would have to come up with that, correct?
Yes. So we typically, anticipate that you would increase your contribution every year, just even based on the fact that, medical inflation raises at a quicker rate than other types of inflation. And so the difference of whatever they set their contribution and whatever the premium shows on whichever rate sheet you choose would be the responsibility of the employee.
And so currently you based your contribution on the employee only RM 1,500 premium amount plus the cost of employee only dental. So if you followed that same logic, depending on which option you went with, as long as you want to stay with that same logic, you can always change that logic any year. If you stayed with that same logic, then the county contribution would increase to that amount. And so then the employees would only pick up the difference if they picked the, a lesser, well, that's actually the richest plan. So the employee would be covered in full. So they'd only have to pick up additional dollars if they were adding dependents or if they wanted to add vision as well as dental.
So that would be 1655 then is what you're.
Okay, so like if we did two, option two, we'd be paying an extra $67 per employee to give them the benefit of saving $200 if they want to put their wife on it.
Why,
Wouldn't it
that
be-
don't make sense, if we're paying six.
Huh? It's increasing our premium to give them the option to save some money.
Understand that, but if we're paying 67 and to save them 200, maybe it's 600.
Wouldn't it be 1679 plus the 43 if you go with
Well,
option
I'm
two?
not even looking at the dental or version, I'm looking just at the health, the difference between the health. I mean, we automatically do the dental. And that doesn't have the tier thing in it, right?
Correct.
Okay, so what, instead of, for example, if you had your spouse on there, it'd be $25.90 for the B2000. With the member and spouse would be $24.28.
I don't know if there's your option 1 or 2 would be. I don't know if those would be best for the county. Most, I don't know if it's gonna change what people are doing, is it?
Linda?
Linda Bach, planner. I honestly don't think you're gonna see a lot more people put their families or their spouses on. Even if, I mean, it's nice that it's offered as reduced rate. I just don't know that. It's still almost $1,000. I just don't know, most of us are gonna pull that out of our wallet every month and even with the $200
Yeah.
reduction. But again, you don't know until you've done it a year and see if anybody takes it, but I don't know.
I agree with Linda. I don't know that it's gonna change. It's gonna hurt the single employee on there. I think you should stick with the way you've been doing it, so. Or people have different thoughts.
Well, it's good to hear from her, but I mean,
Yeah.
this is the big thing that, when you're working and all that goes to your insurance for your spouse, that sucks.
Yeah, again, Linda Bach, I'm not gonna put my spouse on. I can tell you, I would not be happy if the county didn't pick up my full amount then, and I'm paying $50 for a family person to have a reduced
No,
rate.
and that wouldn't
That's
be the
not
case
gonna make
anyway.
me happy, but.
That wouldn't be the case.
Yeah, as long as the county's paying the full premium, but then you guys pay extra money into each of the
And-
premiums to give that break for the few people taking the family.
And that was my contention is, no, we're not gonna throw that $67 on to the employee. We'll
Okay.
cover it and then
Okay.
give them the extra percentage off if they choose to.
Oh, okay, that's really that, yeah, that's really.
So
Yeah,
it would cost the county another $57
Yeah,
per employee
Per month.
okay.
per month.
I didn't realize you were saying, okay, I
Yeah.
misunderstood that. You were
Yeah.
saying it.
So for example, if you have your spouse on insurance, you're gonna save some money because it's not gonna
Yeah.
cost, it's gonna be 80% cheaper for you to put your wife on insurance, right? Pam?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
okay.
but you wouldn't want to do, like you said, Blanche, you wouldn't want to do that on the backs of your current employees. This would just be more funding, because you want to keep the level equal for every employee. And so essentially, we just give you the option and of increasing the dollar amount that the county contributes just to bring down family premiums. But, I think it was Linda that said she wouldn't have to pay money out of her own pocket so that people with families, didn't have to pay or didn't have to pay as much. They're always going to have to pay though.
That
So-
wasn't the plan. That
No,
wasn't the
no.
intention at all.
Right. That's what I figured. Have you guys had requests from employees to have more family-friendly options?
Yeah,
Yes.
Okay.
That's three of them in
And
your
his,
page four right now, they're not.
has anybody just asked them? Sometimes it's interesting to ask, what is their idea of something being family friendly? I was meeting with a group recently, and their idea was to insure their spouse for $200, and that's not a realistic number. Adults cost more than 200 unless you really have really, really family friendly rates. So, then you're close to almost doubling, the contribution from the county. And so sometimes, that's a good thing, is to, have a conversation with those people and try and find out what would they, be interested in. I think people with kids that need to insure kids, they're just looking for a place and anything will help. But a lot of times with adults, they have a dollar amount that they're willing to spend.
I think a lot of them are asking if there's any way they can get it down cheaper so their paycheck isn't all going to the insurance. I think that's pretty much what
Well, unfortunately, we can't do that.
that's the question.
Yeah.
She's asking if you have talked to them, and that's the main thing is they can't afford to have spouses. It's too much.
Okay, so here's the thing that would happen if we chose tier option 2. We would have 4 people on the plan that are on the BP 2000 that would be saving money for their member spouse and their children. It'd be saving, what, $150, $175?
Yeah.
Is what it is. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And that's something that when Mako brought this forward, they said, hey, we have this family help plan, and that's, they're trying to help. In the only way they can't go any cheaper. Right?
Yeah, and the way I always try to summarize it is, as far as the claims go, we still need to collect the amount of dollars in premium in the bucket. So the bucket of dollars has to stay sound. And so it's just how we distribute those dollars, assuming more people will take the member, if you want to decrease that member and spouse cost, for example, on that option 2 to drop it to a 1.8 from a 2.0 tiering, then that does increase the employee only premium, because we still have to collect the premium dollars to cover the claims. But you absolutely are right, Blanche. It would decrease that cost to the employee as far as their out of pocket, what they'll see in their paycheck. They would see savings in that situation if they currently if they currently cover their spouse or children on those plans. They would see a savings if the county continues with their contribution level at the RM 1500 plus dental, because then their paychecks would be offset and they wouldn't be paying as much out of pocket.
Carol?
Do you know how many people carry their spouse or family?
Yes, currently there's 4 people that cover their spouse. There are 2 that cover member and children, and there are 2 that cover the entire family. So there are 8 total out of 37.
So they're gonna save money if we choose option number 2, which is what the reason family friendly came about, where the option was given to us. And if it possibly made a difference with other people to possibly be able to swing it, then they would choose that during open enrollment.
Line?
So the first question is then how much the county's contribution would be or potentially willing to be, and then deciding on the plan.
And so for option 2, the contribution just for the major medical, and that would be including the dental, would add $43 to it, would be $16.79 plus $43 for the dental.
1720. Is the commission good with that? Then is the
I'm good with that. I think if we can help our employees any way we can, we need to. We're sorry we have such expensive insurance, or is there anything we can do about it, but.
Ashley?
Can I just wanna make sure I understand what, Pam was saying, I guess, or maybe it was not Joanne. No matter what, you have to collect the same amount of money from the county in order to offer the health trust. So when we increase the county's contribution to the employee to 1679, aren't you getting more money into the pool?
No, no, that 1679, that's the contribution that the county provides to employees. What we collect that comes through on the invoice is the premium for everybody that's selected those plans. So for example, on those that had dependent coverage, we would get less in premium for those members. So we would actually collect less on them than we are today. And then for those that are employee only, we would get more in coverage for them as far as the premium is higher. So it really should, the balance, the way that our actuary calculates it all is so that the base bucket dollars is still exactly the same. Assuming that those, you know, those tiers, when those tiers change, we assume the bucket dollars have to stay the same. So we should only be collecting the exact same amount of premium that we would have if the rates stay as they are, without making them more family friendly. In that situation, those that are paying higher on the dependent coverages would continue to pay higher, and we'd collect the dollars in those higher premiums on those tiers. Does that answer your question, though?
I think so,
It's offset, some are lower, some are higher, so.
would the cost then decrease maybe next year if there were more dependents or spouses that signed on to the plans, so you had more participation? Would that
Based
decrease
on
our
what-
rates?
Be based on what they bring to the table. I mean, they're still, your wages aren't going that much, you know.
No, you have more people participating in the healthcare trust, though, as a whole, your pool increases, right?
So
But
if more people join in, like say, for example, we end up with more people that end up covering their family or their children or their spouses, the rates are not based on anything to do with those tiers. Rates are purely based on how much are we paying out in claims as compared to what are we collecting in premium. And then how many of those claims are under 50,000 versus how many of those claims dollars are pooled after the 50,000. And so, like we mentioned in the meeting, I think when we were there last week, you know, certainly, for example, we know some of the other carriers brought lower rates, and what they weren't aware of is the fact that Granite County has been at over 125% loss ratio for 9 out of the last 10 years. So for every dollar we've collected in premium, we've paid out at least $1.25 in claims. So that is really what drives setting the rates, more so than who's on which tier. Setting the tiers really is just still collecting the same amount of money in the bucket.
If the people that came on the plan, like typically you think of when you add, you know, people on your plan, usually kids are going to be healthy. They could
That's true.
actually possibly help your experience.
True.
But a lot of times when you add spouses, because it's not inexpensive, a lot of times those are going to be spouses that are less healthy. And so sometimes they can be tough on your experience. But just typically speaking, if you have more people and they're healthy, then yes, absolutely. You know, your experience should improve. But there's no way for us to guarantee that the people you're going to bring on the plan are healthy. And if they're not, that's when, you know, you can possibly negatively impact your experience. And I've actually had counties that used to charge more for their spouses than even the 1-to-2 ratio because their spouses cost them more money. So those are just kind of things to keep in mind. But we want to give you these options because they're good for you to know about, and they really could be good for your employees without really, you know, negatively impacting the county so much.
Linda,
So if we did the 302 this year and we didn't see anybody put families on, I mean, we stay at 4 or we go to 5. We could go back to the other plan next year and have cost savings at that point.
Right.
Absolutely.
And also, that would mean that we possibly would have collected more. Like, let's just say those numbers of people that have their families on stayed exactly the same, but we did this thinking we might get more and we didn't. Well, then it could be that we would have, possibly have collected more premium necessarily than what your claims have been. Um, Considering you've been upside down the majority of the last 10 years, it just might mean that we're balancing out and you're not sharing so much of your claims experience with the other counties. But if we did collect too much, then, remember, if you had good claims experience, your rates can increase as much as 10% lower than the trust average. So we have some counties whose rates actually went down this year. One county, their rates went down almost 5% because they had a better year because we collected more than we needed. So just know that if that happened, it wouldn't negatively impact you, and we would let you switch back to the tiers that you had previously. So
Absolutely.
we give that as an option to you every year.
All righty, well, I guess we're gonna make a motion.
So that the answer is,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. It was a long one.
So I just wanna kind of maybe give you guys some numbers here. If the county were to choose to go with the tier 2 option, it would, based off of what we could just do as our plain renewal, stay status quo where we're at. You're looking at, for that one, $29,748 additional per year, based off of just the number of employees currently enrolled. Versus if you do 1650, you're looking at 16,872. Just give you the
So also we have the permissive levy.
Mhm.
It covers that health insurance.
Right, I just was giving you the differences.
No, we know it costs more.
It helps me, so I like it, but I don't know that it's gonna change what people are doing, but I guess if you're wanting to, like, for a year, see how it works out. Yeah,
I'm for it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I'm for it. I think that the county can afford $67 more to help out its employees even a little bit. I would make a motion that we renew our rates with the alternate tier option number 2 at $16.79 per employee with $43 dental added to that.
1721.
that's 1722. 1750.
1720.
Well, with that, I think you got cut off.
Well, mine and two is 11.
That would be 1722.
Alright. Math isn't our forte.
Neither is insurance.
That's okay.
I'll second it. Any other public comment on it?
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, yeah.
Hope this works out. I know it sucks trying to work and pay for your spouse. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion been carried and passed. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for your comments.
So Pam, we're gonna do the alternate tier option 2 for our renewal rates for Granite County for this 26 to 27.
Okay. And then, are you also, so just don't forget to check if I'm assuming you plan to leave the plans the same. So be sure to check the plans at the top of that page.
Okay. So on the contribution amount where it's changed, you want the 1722 written in,
Yes,
but on the
Yeah.
first page, right there, where it says 1578, scratch that out, and put 1722.
yes, you're looking at the contribution and eligibility form. So you'll actually return 2 forms to us. One is the rate sheet, selecting your plans and signing and dating it. And then the other page is called the contribution and eligibility, where you had that dollar amount from last year, and you can just cross that in out and write in your new amount. And I think everything else is probably going to be the same.
Yeah, so 1578 was,
Yep.
1578 was last year. And it would have been
Change.
1512 if we didn't.
Right, okay, the current plan year, it says all tiers, that's okay?
Yes, and that just means that if that dollar amount, that's 1722, somebody can use that dollar amount to offset the cost of any one of their plans, whether it's for children or for spouse or the whole family. That's when it says all tiers, that's just what that means.
Okay. Same. Yes. Same. The life insurance, say it was contemplated to be the same, correct?
Assume you wouldn't want to change your life unless somebody's had a complaint or I think that's a great option for you guys to continue to offer that.
Same.
Yeah.
You have to circle these.
HSA, HRA, FSA. Just be the HSA, correct? Yes?
Yes, you don't currently offer an HRA. And I don't believe that, does the county provide money to put into any flex accounts, or is it employee voluntary dollars to put in a flex account?
You guys put money into.
Oh, does?
You guys put some money in, right? No. To the, don't they just HSA, so. Yeah, to the HSA, right, it's not flex.
So no,
Just the. I don't think that there is a flex.
so we don't, right?
There's no.
No, you don't.
We don't.
Unless something's changed since last year. It was no last year.
It's the same.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can just check same.
Oh, the twos. Same. Same. Payroll cycle, monthly, same. Same. Part-time prorating. No, correct. Part-time prorating.
So that would
No.
be if, does everybody get the same amount? Whether they work 20
Yeah.
hours or 30 hours or 40 hours?
Same.
Okay.
Thank you.
And
Figure that one
tier two.
So
Check all
Yeah.
those and sign them.
Okay.
John, you want to respond? And then, yeah. No, it's good. Anyway, check that out. Good job.
All right.
And just if there's anyone that does need assistance trying to figure out, what's the best option for them, if they should put families on or if they should, look at the exchange or whatever, they're welcome to call and we'll help them figure that out. Or somebody can assist them while we're there for open enrollment too.
Okay, well, we'll have to move on now.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay,
Yep. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
are you okay?
Yeah. Insurance sucks.
Yeah, I know it.
That's the problem. That is the ultimate underlying problem is that insurance is just ridiculously.
All right, we're gonna jump into, we're behind where Granite County's growth policy plan to update with Linda. Come on up, Linda.
I will be quick, hopefully. So Linda Block, Planning Director,
Bless you.
so our growth policy, we have a growth policy in place right now for Granite County. It was done in 2012. It was last updated in 2012. We looked to update it a couple years ago.
And then at that time, the town of Phillipsburg started a huge growth policy update to their section. And so the planning board said, well, let's wait till they get theirs finished, because there was all of these people who were confused about whether we were doing county or Phillipsburg when we were having meetings. So it's like, let's just let Phillipsburg get done, and then we'll come back to ours. So we did, Phillipsburg finished up their growth policy. And the planning board said, okay, we need to now do our section. So we had a meeting this last month. The planning board looked at it again and said, yes, so we're required by law every 5 years to have, the planning board has to make a decision as to whether or not they believe the growth policy needs to be updated. The planning board said, yeah, let's go seek to see if we can update the growth policy. At the meeting was 3 people from the town of Phillipsburg, and they're supportive of updating it. Elena was at the meeting, Elena Gagliano, she was supportive of updating it. And then Jerry Grabens. And he's with the Montana League of Cities now. But he has said, you know, that CTAP, CDBG, so the Community Development Block Grant people up at the state had money available right now. So he contacted them for us, they called us, and they will pay for the whole thing. So we won't have to put any money in. So they have excessive money for growth policies right now. They'll pay for the whole thing, but in my opinion, the nicer portion of that is that they will release the bid, they will pay the bills. We don't have to funnel the money through us, they just take care of it. So,
Sounds good to me.
yeah, that part is really
Don't
nice.
have to apply for anything.
We don't have to apply for anything, we don't have to funnel it, it's they hire the consultant, and then, they put out all of the, the requests for bids, all of
Is that
that.
the Department of Commerce or who?
Yeah, it's the Department of Commerce that'll do it. And then we'll have an engineering firm that will come down and help us rewrite the growth policy. So if they figure it'll take about a year to redo it, but we're just down here requesting that the commission allow the planning board to go forward in that process and update the growth policy. So the growth policy is, as most people know, is not a regulatory document. It doesn't set zoning. Our growth policy right now specifically says that we will not seek zoning, except for there's one little group up at Georgetown Lake that has a little section that says that they have zoning and that they requested zoning, but everybody else in the county has a "we will not seek zoning on you" clause, and I anticipate that will remain in there. Now, that's probably something we'll fight with a bit with the state, because they always like to try to put that zoning clause back in, but depending on what we hear from people, I anticipate that will probably stay out, that we won't seek the zoning. But it's just a non-regulatory document. It's important for when you guys go seek grants and other things, that it be in place. And we have to have it in place for subdivision regulations to be in place.
The town say no to zoning too in their growth policy, or is it open?
The town put the clause in to allow it. So, and that was something that they kind of debated back and forth on the town. So the town of Phillipsburg has it in theirs. Their growth policy went from like 4 pages to 62 pages. I do not think ours will do a massive explosion like that. Ours will just probably
It's simple.
yeah, we just really want to keep it simple. It's just kind of a snapshot in time of where we're sitting with growth, and where we anticipate growth may happen, but I will make a motion that we let the planning board go forward in Granite County's growth policy.
But I'll also say accepting funds from the Department of Commerce that will pay for it.
Accepting funds from the Department of Commerce.
I second that. Public comment? Elena? Elena?
Thank you, Elena Gagliano, for the record. It's kind of hard to hear, but Linda, we're still going to have meetings, right? Whatever you sign, whatever you decide with Jerry or the commissioners decide, we will still have public meetings. And will that be your job to notice the public meetings for? And then I do have another question after that. Would that be yours?
So we will have public meetings, so we'll essentially end up almost with a planning board meeting, holding public hearings, getting public input for probably close to the next year. The regular meetings that just gather input will have the regular planning board notice. The actual meetings where you go to adopt the growth policy have a whole section of how you notice that legally to make it, to go through the commission process. But yes, we will have a lot of meetings to gather input from the groups in the county.
Okay. I'm sorry. Okay. So, because I brought it up at the town council meeting, and I see they have a meeting tonight, and I don't know if they corrected it, because at that time, Maureen Connor did agree that whatever they sent to you was the incorrect update. So I assume that's been changed. The other thing that I think is important to consider is a CPI that was done long time ago, and that's, I think, very important that one is included for both the towns and the county. And Drummond, are they doing anything, or they're just gonna let theirs sit?
So the town of Drummond will update at the same time ours updates. They will update their section with us. The CIP, which is essentially, gosh, I can't remember what the acronym stands for right now. I hate using acronyms, but I can't remember them anymore. But essentially, it's a budget in there for improvements that you're gonna do. I don't know if that's gonna be in there again. A lot of counties don't put that into their growth policy because their growth policies don't update as often. Given that ours hasn't updated for 15 years, I would recommend you just leave that out and do it on your own as a separate document, but we'll have to see if the planning board and the public says whether they want that budget portion to go into the growth policy.
Okay, well, thank you, Linda.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comment.
We'll go ahead and move on. We're behind. Thank you so much. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks, Linda.
Motion may carry back. All right, we'll go into the quarterly call with FERC. We're about 10 minutes behind. I see Jeremiah was on and Green's on.
Green is there. There they are.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Running a little behind, sorry.
No worries, it's fine. I don't have a huge amount on my agenda for today, so if we're a little behind, it's okay. I figure, as always, it's good to chat with the commissioners for a little bit as we get into the inspection season. So we're getting close, and with the CA comprehensive assessment part 12 inspection coming up pretty soon, also it's good to kind of have a quick kind of check-in with the commissioners and FERC. So this is a good opportunity to kind of have just a brief discussion. On my plate for today, there's a couple things. We haven't been issuing reminder letters to licensees and exemptees for the last 2 or 3 years now. The reminder letters used to talk about just some general things in the code of federal regulations and in the guidelines, but we're kind of we're moving away from submitting issuing letters out on an annual basis. All the information is still on our FERC website. But one of the things I just want to remind the commissioners, there are annual reporting requirements, whether that be the EAP status report, the owner's dam safety plan verification. So there's an annual review, and then also this the the monitoring reports, dam safety monitoring reports are coming on an annual basis. So just a general reminder that, we do look for those near the end of the year, going into beginning of the first half or the first quarter of the next year. So I believe the status report has come in. The status report has come in. We did receive it. I believe that came in either end of November or beginning of December. We've looked at it. We are streamlining our review processes and trying to issue less letters. So if something comes in, say like a status report comes in and it's acceptable, we will not issue a letter back out to licensees unless you specifically ask us to. Or if we find some deficiencies in the submittal, then we will issue a letter out. Right now, we're leaning towards not issuing letters if something specifically for an annual filing is acceptable. So like your last status report came in, I looked at it, we had an internal discussion, it's acceptable, so we haven't issued a response letter. So that just letting you know that we did get it, we did look at it, it's okay. We don't have any comments at the moment, which is good. We will be issuing letters out, response letters to monitoring report submittals, so that's the DSSMRs. We will be sending letters out even if it's acceptable. We'll still send a letter out on those. That's my understanding at the moment. That could always change. And then for the ODSP, I think we're still sending letters out in response to those also. So just as a general reminder, again, the ODSP is the annual certification that's in the CFRs that we ask you to, all licensees, exemptees, to please submit, who are governed by the ODSP, and I think you guys definitely are. So just get that. If you can get those to us sooner rather than later, that's appreciated. If you have any follow-up questions, just shoot me an email. I'll be happy to discuss from there. That's just annual reporting stuff. Also, so then going into the CA, so the comprehensive assessment for the Part 12, it's coming up pretty soon, and the inspection is scheduled for Monday, May 18th, 2026, I believe. It's a date we have been agreed to. So looking forward to getting out there with you guys and the IC team. Prior to the inspection happening or starting, just as a reminder, the preliminary inspection plan or report is due to us. That's what we call the PIPR, preliminary inspection preparation report. Again, that's just to make sure the IC team is ready to get out there and do their work. It's really important that they have that document submitted to us well in advance of the inspection, so we can review, comment on it, just to make sure they're prepared, that they have all the things they need, and that we have a good inspection as we go in from not just the inspection, but also into the PFMA session and then into the LTRA later on. So the PIPR for you guys, it's due right now. My schedule has it as April 18th, 2026, just based on when the inspection is based on the May 18th inspection. So about a month before, give or take. That gives us enough time, 14 days to review. And again, everything's in the CFRs. We had that long call, that second coordination call in beginning of February 9th of this year. Had a nice long discussion or a long call. A lot of information was conveyed in that call, and everything's in the guidelines, chapter 16 of the guidelines, if you wanted to find more information. But again, this is a reminder that PIPR is due pretty soon. So if you can get it to us sooner, it's great. Some IC teams are moving pretty quick and they're getting through those pretty fast and getting to FERC for us to review and turn around, which is great. Some are a little bit slower, but hopefully we'll see where things work out with your guys' IC team. What else? I guess just some logistical things that we didn't get a chance to talk about on the second coordination call. I think Jackie sent us an email shortly after stating that we could use the fire hall for the PFMA. Is that correct?
Yes.
I see you're shaking the head. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's great. Part of that too is once some question came up to me shortly after the call was, where are you going to stay? Where am I going to staying for a few days that we're going to do the inspection? So we need to coordinate. I think we're going to plan to stay in Phillipsburg, but I understand Phillipsburg may not have accommodations for not only us, but also all of the IC team members. So it's something we need to just make sure we all are on the same page about. And I can work with Miranda on via email or on a separate call conversation about how we want to handle that for making sure everybody's kind of organized. Because my assumption is we're going to want us to all be kind of close together. That's my assumption. Okay. Don't need a final response to that, but Miranda, I will send you an email, and we can just to get that conversation rolling to make sure we're on the same page.
Sounds good.
All
right.
Jeremiah?
What was that, Scott?
Oh, I thought you were waving or something.
No, sorry.
Oh. A fly on your head.
Yeah. So right now, I think we're fairly caught up. I'm fairly caught up, I believe, with the recent submittals for the project, and I believe you guys are fairly caught up with issuances. I know there's a number of items that are due pretty soon. Laundry list of items from things we have talked about or have interacted about and through the second half of 2025. I don't have that list in front of me at the moment. I don't know if it's worth rehashing all that stuff at this time also, because we're going to talk pretty soon again, at least maybe ahead of the inspection. And we want to make sure it's more important that you guys are prepared for the inspection than anything else in terms of getting all your ducks in a row, getting all of the necessary reports to the IC team, and getting your digital project archive prepared, organized, and ready for that for the IC team to review. If they haven't gotten it already, they should be getting it pretty soon, hopefully, so that way they can keep moving forward with the PIPR preparation leading into the inspection. The other thing too is with the digital project archive in the guidelines, I think it's like chapter 17 or 15. I don't know where it's buried in one of those chapters. It does say that the digital project archive should be submitted to FERC also. We haven't really been asking for a time frame for submittal on that because it is a large number of documents. Some licensees have been able to upload it fairly easily to, reasonably easily to eLibrary as EI material. Others have opted to send it to us on a hard drive or some other digital media. But we do ask at some point that we would need to get all that from the licensee. And right now, I don't have a time frame for it, so it's not a submit it to us now kind of thing, but just as an FYI that you will need to at some point to submit that to us too for our records. And I think that's it. That's all I want to talk about today, really. It's just kind of a reminder, for me anyway, just a reminder about the Part 12 activities, because it is a big time sink that's going to be coming up pretty soon. It's a lot of effort for the county commissioners as a licensee and for us as the FERC regulators and as your IC team also. It's a lot of time sink for that. So we want to make sure you're prepared. And if you do have any questions as you're getting ready to submit your PIPR, please do not hesitate to reach out and ask me a question. I may not have all the answers, but I could do my best to try to get you an answer if you're not sure about something or if a question comes up. I'm happy to do the best I can to kind of alleviate any kind of heartburn or questions that you might have going into it. That way we can have a good session, a good productive session in terms of the inspection and going into the PFMA session after that.
Okay, well, thank you. Jeremiah,
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah. So I'll just do a quick update on the county side, Kareem. It's
Sure.
just Jeremiah Thays with Great West for the record. Kareem will be getting the annual reporting stuff over to the county actually tomorrow for review. And then Miranda Justin will be making a request for next Tuesday's commission meeting for approval. So hopefully the end of next week, Kareem, that stuff will all be e-filed. So it's coming. We'll get that submitted. And then I know the IC is working on the PIPR. We had talked about that. I will check back in on their schedule to see when we'll deliver that, but I know it'll be there before the 18th of April. And then we have been I believe they have everything that they have requested from the digital archive or files for the dam. So I've supplied all of that stuff to them. I guess when it comes to time and we need to get that submitted to FERC, we can get that digital archive submitted as well, because we have most everything at this point electronically available. So, but I know they requested all that information, and we've been pulling together everything and getting that over to them. So it's all moving along.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, and as you get closer to submittal of the DPA, just you got a question or it's not working, just don't hesitate to reach out. Let us know. Let me know, and we can. There's always workarounds. There's always workarounds. So just put that out there. But thank you for the update. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Comment, Elena? Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. Corinne, this is Elena Gagliano. You touched on something about the town, Phillipsburg, and can you go into that a little bit more? Will they be involved some way? Would you be discussing things with them? And don't mute me. I want to hear his answer. Thank you.
Yeah, no, so what I've been talking about, Ms. Gagliano, is the FERC inspection, or the Part 12 inspection is mandated by the CFR's Code of Federal Regulations. So every 5 years is a mandatory independent dam safety inspection. That's going to happen at the dam itself. So that's where it's going to be located. That's, it's your more detailed inspection. I will be out there for that, or a representative of FERC will be out there for that. And with the county's commissioners, IC team will be there also. What I had mentioned about Phillipsburg, it was we have after the inspection, there is what we call a potential failure mode assessment, a PFMA session. That session is held in a room with the IC team, FERC, and the licensee. And that just during that, so we're planning to, at the moment, we're planning to do that in Phillipsburg, just in a room somewhere in Phillipsburg. I believe it's the firehouse. Jackie, you can correct me if I'm wrong about that. But I believe that's where we're planning to do it. But the town of Phillipsburg will not be involved in that meeting or discussion.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you. That clarifies that. And any idea when the inspection is going to be taking place?
Yes. So right now we've been in discussions. FERC has been in the IC team, and county commissioners have been in discussion. Right now, the inspection is tentatively scheduled for May 18th, 2026.
Okay, thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
Well, thank you. Oh, Justine.
Justine Richmond, I just wanted to see if Jackie had anything to add to that, because she was talking a little bit when the question came up.
Answer what question?
I just wanted to see if you had anything to say, because you were kind of talking when the question came up. No. Thank you.
All right. Well, thank you, guys. Have a great day.
All right. I appreciate you guys as always, and we will be in touch. And again, any questions, commissioners, please let me know. Miranda, contact me if you need to, and we'll do the best we can to answer your questions. All right. Have a great day. Thank you.
See ya.
Bye.
Are you guys done?
Now we got Southwest Drug Report. Paul's not here today,
Yeah.
but he has to sign this.
I can change it to have you come and sign it if he's not here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll have to redo it.
We can get that signature from him, or it has to be literally signed on it.
Yeah, let me look through it.
All right, well, she's looking at that. We got the Southwest Montana Drug Task Force of Understanding, fiscal year 26-27. It's something we do every year.
I know, why do we have it at 12?
Oh,
That's half hour from now.
well, I think because we thought that quarterly thing was gonna go longer. The per call,
Oh,
and there wasn't as much on there as,
so
I thought he
Rico
was
doesn't
gonna-
have to be here, does he?
That's it. Rico.
So Rico signs it, Granite to council.
yep. It's just what we do every year for them. I think we have to
Okay.
sign it as a. Oh, wait, she's gonna text him quick. I thought he was gonna have more on that inspection thing too, Lance, that's why when I looked there, I figured that we had. And now we have to make reservations for them somewhere?
That-
That's kind of,
That's my question, is we have to make reservations now for them? So, like, would the Kaiser House be the best place?
well, it sounds like they want B and P, but I mean, I don't know who's has.
Well,
Kaiser,
places.
Broadway, the
We have to
Inn.
like look for a B and B or I mean,
For them to stay? Is that, you have to find a place for them to stay?
yeah,
That's what she was asking, I was like, I didn't know we had to make their reservation.
I didn't know we did that before.
We never have,
Yeah, we'll have to get with
Give them a
Jackie.
list of what we have,
and then they can make the
and
bid.
they can make their own
Bring a
arrangements.
camper and a tent.
Well, that would seem like a preference from the commission if you booked it. You know, like,
Yeah.
I prefer this business over this business.
Well, it isn't really up to us where they want to stay, I was kinda surprised, that's when
Yeah,
that's
we're
why I looked at you like, well, we've never done it before.
Never. Friends either stayed in Missoula or Butte.
Yeah,
And
it should
Jay,
be up to them to make their own
that's kind of,
kit here and there.
So you might ask them,
Yeah, we
to
can
save them and
try to figure that out.
but
go
then
on the
we need to have-
website and look and see what motels are in
Well, then do we
Peterborough.
have to have this place for
They're not-
Jeremiah and his crew too?
There isn't, nothing anymore?
No, there ain't nothing. Did he answer you?
No.
So this is just a yearly thing for the fiscal year. 27 going from July 1 to 2026 through June 30th, 2027, then we sign one every year.
Yep.
I don't think there's any changes, except for we have a new sheriff that's gonna be signing it. I don't know what a motion would be.
I just motion to accept the drug task force from one.
Southwest Montana Drug Task Force Memorandum of Understanding,
I second that. Public
Yes.
comment,
fiscal year 26-27.
sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried and passed.
So is there a certain time this has to be sent to him, or just as soon as it's
He's on
signed?
his way.
It's on, Joe.
So
We have a DUI task force.
I guess it's as acting chairperson, things we made the motion, you can sign it.
Anything else?
Does,
No.
does this mail to them, or do you kind of electronically send it?
Well, I was gonna try.
That, I'm not sure. Rico's coming
I'll
over, so
FedEx off tomorrow.
we'll see if he takes it or, but
Yeah.
I need to
I
do
think
something
I
that I
can.
will.
I can,
Could you, maybe email Paul and see if he's gonna be around either tomorrow or something?
Yeah, I can see if he'll come in and sign it if he's feeling better.
Cause otherwise she has to change it all.
that's fine. It's not that big a deal to change it. I would just as soon try and get it
Done.
done. I can. Blanche would sign this one because either or sign this. Problem is every time we have to
Just a
change it,
pain,
you
huh?
have to do all the paperwork again. And here's the problem with having to take Bill Slaughter and Charles Hinkle off. And we need their signatures when Mr. Slaughter is gone and Mr. Hinkle has passed away, so.
We made a motion accepting this already.
Oh, okay.
It's that yearly deal.
Yes, it is. And
Is
nothing
there any
really.
changes or nothing?
Just put your little. The only change is now there's one Fed working here. Kind of help us out with some of them.
Okay.
But I mean, that's for what city guys, I guess, but other than that, everything's the same, mouse the same.
Okay.
So, and this is my first year being the chair of it, so we'll see how it goes. We want to continue to be part of the Southwest.
Do we got a sign here too and here, or did, this one's you?
Yeah, with me,
And
and then that's just you guys.
me.
Okay. Thank you, Jack.
So did you say there was something different in this?
No, it's the fact that they have a federal agent working.
Oh,
Where we sign?
That's it.
We sign here too.
Sorry.
This is a waiver. Is that up to you?
That'll be it. Yep.
Thanks, that's all we needed.
Okay.
Thanks, sir.
Appreciate it. Sorry, we're back dealing with some stuff for us.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, I'll see you. Thank you, thank you.
Actually, either one of you could sign this because. And this.
Well, if we need to get it in, we might as well just we'll just go ahead and sign it.
Okay.
I can put down the that thing on there,
Would Blanche sign that on one?
Are you just gonna do acting chair then?
Yeah, we can do that. We just have to have one or the other,
Right,
so
okay.
it's,
Just.
I just wanna get these off.
He's sick, so I'm like,
Mm.
when he's.
Okay, so
It'll be good.
I'm gonna call them when I get back, but if you sign here and today's date. Because Mr. Slaughter and Mr. Hinkle are not here, and I don't know how they're supposed to sign and put their date in there.
here too.
Let me look.
why is their name still on there?
No, that's,
One's passed away.
That's been 6 years ago.
what?
What, same question, sorry to interrupt, but
Why
What was
their
it?
names are still on there?
Well, apparently, when you redo, when someone is unelected, or I'm supposed to send this, or whomever is supposed to send this updated information in every time,
We've never done it.
so. New to me.
So, yeah.
Yes,
So how you gonna remedy that?
I don't know, I'll call them today and then. Okay, and then this one is, right here, because this, Ashley has to sign this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know any that, I had no idea that, well, you know, it's not the only thing I do all day, so.
Right. Understandable.
So this is for the Medicare revalidation. Which,
Thank you.
yes.
On that note, we will adjourn.
Okay.